All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the pre-qualifying listing presentation script, pre-qualifying questions, and then the pre-listing marketing package that I put together for our team. And we wanted to bring this topic up because it kind of ties into working smarter, not harder. These pre-qualifying questions are a good way to run your business efficiently and not waste any time. If you ask the right questions, you might not have to go on an appointment you otherwise would have went out to and found out they, can't afford to sell, or, you're not prepared because they're interviewing other agents. So this is very important to use on every appointment that you go on. And we'll kick it off. I'm going to hand it over to Poppy and Uncle Tim. They're going to run through the qualifying script, and then we'll take a look at the pre-listing marketing package.
Okay. We're going to do the pre-qualifying script, and Poppy's going to be the owner. So ring, ring.
Hello,
Hello, is this Gene?
this is Gene.
Hi, Gene. It's Tim Costello with Remax, and just calling about our appointment that we have set up for Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions before I come out. Is that okay?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, good. So, Gene, if what I say makes sense to you and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning on listing your home with me when I come out on Tuesday at 5?
I don't know about that. I need to hear what you have to say, but I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing this time.
Okay, so you just want to be confident that you're making the right decision this time, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. So, Gene, are you planning on interviewing more than one agent for the job of selling your home?
Yes.
You are?
Mhm.
Okay, great. And who do you plan on interviewing?
Well, plan on interviewing John Shannon, Shelley Ott, and Bob Stevens.
Okay, so you're looking at interviewing John Shannon from Remax, Shelley Ott from Remax, and Bob Stevens. They're all three great agents.
Mhm.
Good. So tell me again, where are you moving to?
Moving to Ohio.
Okay, so you're moving to Ohio. And how soon did you need to be there, Gene?
Well, I needed to be there 6 months ago.
Oh, okay. So you needed to be there 6 months ago, but the
Mhm.
last agent didn't get your home sold, right?
That's correct.
Okay, good. So when I see you, Gene, how much do you want to list your home for realistically?
I want to list it for $450.
You want to list it for $450? Okay. Gene, as a professional real estate agent, I study homes and prices every day. Therefore, I'll assume you'll list with me at a price that will cause your home to sell, correct?
Well, yeah,
Okay. So you want to list it at $450. What's the price you won't go below?
$450.
Okay, so you don't have any flexibility in your price. $450 is the bottom line.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. So, Gene, how much do you owe on your property?
$200,000.
Okay, so you owe $200,000.
Well, why do you need to know that?
The reason, it's a great question, and the reason I need to know that is I prepare a net sheet for every person that I come out with on an appointment, so I can show you that if we were to sell your house for $450 and you owe $200, after all your expenses, what you'd net in your pocket. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's why. So have you ever thought about selling it yourself, Gene?
Still considering it.
Okay, so you are sort of considering doing it yourself. And when you sell your home, did you need all your cash out? Or would you help finance the home for the next
No,
one?
I want my cash.
You want all your cash.
Right.
You need it to go to Ohio, right?
Right.
Yep. So could you quickly describe your home for me?
What's a blah, blah, blah?
It's a blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. And could you tell me, have you made any major improvements to the blah, blah, blah?
Well, yeah, the big thing is I put in all this new carpet
Okay, good. So you got new carpet throughout the whole house or just
Right,
in a few
right.
rooms?
and a new set of bookshelves. I forgot that.
Okay, good. So new carpet, new bookshelves. Now, was that since the last time you had it listed?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you made some improvements to the property since it was last listed.
Right.
Okay, good.
You think I should raise the price?
I don't know, until I come out and take a look and walk around, we'll have to figure that out when I see it. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
Okay, good. I'll be sending over, Gene, a packet of information, which is a marketing package that I normally provide to all my sellers. Will you please take a few moments to review it before I come out?
sure.
Okay, good. Do you have any questions before I arrive?
Yeah, what's your commission?
Okay, good. So that's a great question, and I'll make sure that that's the very first thing we'll go over when I see you tomorrow, Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep. So Gene, so you know, our meeting's only going to take between 5 and 25 minutes. Is that okay?
Is that all?
Yeah, because we're gonna go through it quite quickly and show you what the numbers are, and if it makes sense, we'll move forward, and if it doesn't, we'll shake hands and I'll leave. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay, good. We'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's obviously the pre-qualifying script and very important questions. And that kind of helps tailor your pre-listing package if you're using it in this application as to what you want to put in there. Obviously, during their conversations, they said they were interviewing multiple agents. So you might want to put some statistics in there, whether it be for yourself or your company's against their company and how many homes they sold versus how many homes our company sold. Additionally, you want to put together a marketing package that only doesn't put forth accolades about yourself, but it also tells the consumer what you're going to do to get the home sold. So I'm going to share my screen here and show you what I've put together and what we're currently using on our listing appointments. So hopefully you guys can all see the pre-listing package. Nod your head a little bit if you're seeing my screen, and okay, good. So when we were in Richmond, Virginia at the Brian Buffini event a few years back, he was very adamant about tailoring your pre-listing package to describe not only yourselves, but exactly what you're going to do for the client. The client wants to hear less about you and more what you're going to do for them. So with that in mind, I created this listing package, and it starts off with a list of references. He recommended giving 4 to 5 references of people that should know your first name and know you very well and give you good testaments to your work ethic and customer service. So you want at least 4 good recommendations there. Then a recent track record of homes that you sold or your company sold. A little description as to how quickly they sold and potentially with multiple offers. Obviously, our market in the last 2 years has lent itself to that. Then I put a quick little description of Meet Our Team. It's short and to the point, has a couple accolades in there about ourselves and what we do for our clients. And then more importantly, it has our plan of action. This is step by step what we do to get properties sold professionally, and it kind of sets the track and future paces them as to what the process is going to be like working with our team. Scrolling down, I also have our bang for our buck page. This is all the features and benefits that you get listing your property with our company. So again, this is more telling the client what you're going to do for them and supply them rather than touting yourself necessarily. Lastly, I've added in a couple things that I've sent out prior to this. It's more about our company, our mission statement, what we do to give back to the community, our company story of how our family founded the company back in 2006 and where we're at today. And then lastly, a contact sheet of all the people and staff within our company. So, you know, the folks have everybody's contact information, need they get a hold of them. So the last little bit I wanted to kind of go over, and sometimes it's up for debate whether you include your CMA in these pre-listing packages or not. That's kind of, to me, a case-by-case basis, right? So if you do a drive-by, you drop off this pre-listing package, or you're going to drop it off, maybe it's something you want to pull out of it because the condition that you were expecting is totally different now in person. So that's something. Kong, what are your thoughts on that?
It is definitely case by case. And here's when I give a CMA is if it's a past client or somebody I know, and I've asked a pre-qual question, are you interviewing any other agents? And they say no. If they say yes, I'm interviewing 3 other agents, then I won't give them a CMA. And actually, the funny thing was the one time Tim and I went on a listing appointment, and we were, what, Tim, the 4th or 5th agent. We didn't even do a CMA because by that time, yeah, we were the last people to come in. They already heard the range. They already knew. They just wanted to know what we were going to do to get their home sold. So definitely case by case. And I would say probably if you are going up against other agents, to hold that back until you actually go to the house.
Sure.
Yep.
So I've told this story before, Brooks, on a case-by-case basis. Like Kong said, you really need to make sure you're doing the right comps before you give a CMA, because there was a case in Whalen Crossing one time that we had a 3-bedroom ranch home, and we were comparing it to 3-bedroom ranch homes. Okay. And what we didn't realize was there were Cape Cod homes in there also that had 1st floor master bedrooms. So when we showed up for the appointment, we didn't go there ahead of time, and we didn't drop off the pre-listing marketing package, and we had the wrong comps. We didn't have, you know, we pulled in and here's a sign on a house that we didn't have the information on because we limited our comps to just ranchers. I remember there was a house in Hampton Heights that, or Hampton, I forget what the development's called, near Kingswood, that Kong went on the appointment to drop off the pre-marketing package. And when the lady opened the door, she's a realtor now for another company, but when he opened the door and he saw the inside, we needed to go back and redo our comps because the home was a disaster inside. So, you know, you can assume just because it's in a good neighborhood that it's in great condition. But if you were to ask the questions about, you know, number 9 was, can you quickly describe your home? And then follow through with asking more questions about it. You know, Poppy said that they put in new carpeting and added bookshelves, but you just need to have the most information before you provide the comps. Now, if it's a townhouse complex and they're all the same, it's a different story. You know, sometimes if this was an expired listing and it was listed at 450,000, and Poppy said that he wanted 450,000, and that there was no flexibility when we asked him the question, what price won't you go below? There wasn't any flexibility with him. And let's say that the comps were closer to 410 to 425 and not 450. It might be a good idea to provide the comps on that particular appointment so that he can read it and get mad at the time that he reads it and has time to settle down and continue to study it and look at it. Because if the comps are saying that it's 425 and he wants 450, and you show up and go over those comps, he's going to instantly be mad. He's not going to want to list the property with you. But if he had 24 hours to sleep on it and continue to look at it, you never know. You might show up the next day and he has a different feeling because he's gotten it out of his system. You know what I mean? As far as getting upset over the price. So like Kong said, and like you said, Brooks, it's a case-by-case basis. The more questions you ask, the better feeling you'll have as to whether or not you should or shouldn't provide the comps. Now, in addition to that, if you provide the comps and you provide the consumer notice and maybe the disclosure and even possibly the contract, you might show up and when you get there and all that stuff is signed, okay? You might have a list of items needed for the listing, which is a key, a copy of the taxes, a copy of the deed, and all those things are sitting on the kitchen table. So when I said that the meeting can take between 5 and 25 minutes, if you walk in the door and you see that the contract's signed and all those items are there, it doesn't take 2 hours to go on a listing appointment. It might only take 5 to 25 minutes. So those are just a couple thoughts I had with the case-by-case basis and adding the CMA to the.
Yeah, you can have different thoughts on all of it. My philosophy always was that you would include the comps, you would include the contract, everything with except the price in it. And just remember, when you're doing these qualifying questions, the key question is when they give you an answer, tell me more about that. The more you get from them, the better off you are, the more information you have to combat their objections. So, you need to put that phrase in your data bank and do something with it. It helps in a lot of instances. When I said to Tim, no, I'm not interested in adjusting my price down at all. That would be a key if you were looking at people's personalities, that I was a driver and I wanted to be in control of everything. It gives you those qualifying questions, give you a lot of answers that as you progress and you learn in this business and you go through the courses that we're going to promote, you can become a real professional at this game, and it becomes a lot easier for you. So I would say to everybody, this is the beginning of something that we feel is going to be very special. And the more people we have on these calls, the more important it's going to be for you in a new learning process. All this stuff you've heard before, but how much of it are you truly using? That's the difference between winning and losing in this new market that we're in.
The other thing that you could do if you decide to give them the CMA in advance is not be so specific on the price and give them a range.
Absolutely.
Here's a low range, here's a high range. And the range is going to be depending upon the condition of your home and the improvements that you made. So if you are going to give them something, you might want to just give them a range.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I personally have been doing. A lot of times I will go to the listing appointment and I've dropped off the pre-listing package, gives them the information about what I'm going to do specifically. And then I ask them if they have any questions, and then explain to them the next part of the process. Now that I've been in the door, I know what the house is like. I'm going to put together our CMA, our comparative market analysis. And I get that sent out to them typically digitally, which is kind of another training, little quick video I wanted to put together at some point, because I take from Bright a link to the digital listings and also include the tax records, the CMA report that I've kind of customized within Bright, but I include that in one concise email and then give them an explanation of all the details and then a ballpark range of where we think the house will likely sell for. So again, at some point, I'm going to put that into a nice video that I can send out to everybody and you guys can watch on your own time frame. But this is, to me, just one way to skin the cat, so to say. If you guys want any parts of my pre-listing package, or you want help taking that as a starting point in customizing it into something that you can use for your own team or as a personal agent, I'd be more than willing to sit down with you guys and talk about it and help you out one-on-one. So feel free to reach out. Is there anything else that anyone wants to share about different ideas of stuff that they put in their personal pre-listing package that we didn't have in ours?
Not stuff to add, but if anybody is interested in having it dropped off, one of my past clients who lives just down the road here, I pay her if I have someone close by. She comes by, picks up the package and drops it off. We base it on how far it is, how much time it's going to take her, but it works cheap. And she shows up and says, you know, hey, this is from your realtor, Keith Lapari, wanted to have it to get ready for your meeting. So if anybody would like her name and number, I asked her before this meeting if other people could use her services, and she said definitely. So let me know if anybody wants that.
Awesome. That's like a pre-listing package DoorDash for our own office. That'd be awesome.
Well, I mean, I think it's impressive. I mean, you talk to somebody on the phone, you call Heather up and you say, hey, I've got somebody at 123 Main Street. I just got the phone with. I have an appointment tomorrow. Can you come by and pick this package up and drop it off? And it's there within, you know, an hour or two of you talking to them. I mean, I think that's going to set a good expectation right off the bat.
Absolutely.
Keith, what do you include in your marketing package?
So I took your guys' old one and redid it, and I don't like it very much, but I mean, it's something. It's, you know, it's a kind of a breakdown of, you know, things that are going to happen, stuff about me, not just professionally, but, you know, what my interests are, what I like to do. So I think there's a picture or two of Frank in there, of course. And you know, just, you know, stats from the last couple of months, or maybe stats from their neighborhood. I think there's like 6 pages and 2 of them are change and 4 of them stay the same.
So one of the things that I want to point out is there was a page in ours that Brooks put on that was called Bang for Your Buck. And we had something similar to that years ago. And we had gone on an appointment in Pinehurst. And we had dropped off the pre-marketing package the day before. And the seller was like the CFO of AMP Incorporated, and he was retiring. And he was very analytical. Well, wouldn't you know, he studied every single page of that pre-marketing package and then had questions for us. So my point is, if you're going to include a bang for the buck type page that's going to point out all the different things that you do, make sure you know what's on that page. You don't just insert our page, and you know what's on it and what you're promising as part of the bang for the buck, because your highly analytical people will really study it, and you'll walk in and not be prepared. Okay, is there anybody else that at this point in time delivers a pre-marketing package prior to the listing appointment? John Shannon. John, what do you have in your pre-marketing package?
Well, I use the same one that you guys had shared with me years ago, and of course I personalized it and made it my own. But I did just want to share a comment with regard to, you know, the CMA and giving them a price range on price. One of the things that I really like to do on the pre-qualifying call, when I'm going through that with them, that I think really works to that benefit, is asking them if they were to rate their own home on a scale of 1 to 10, how they would rate it. And then if they come across, they say 7 and 8, whatever, let them talk, and then ask, you know, what would it take to make it a 10? And you can kind of draw out of them what they think is wrong with their house, and it helps you when you get there.
John, that just shows me how long you've been in this program.
Yes.
Because the old pre-qualifying listing presentation had 25 questions, and the newer one has 12. And
Right.
that was part of the old one with the 25. So good job on pointing that out. besides John and Keith, is there anybody else that delivers a pre-marketing package that's willing to share what they might include in it, or what their belief is on having the comps or not having the comps prior to the meeting? Anybody want to share their thoughts on that?
I don't deliver a pre-marketing package, but I do have a listing package that I take with me that we go over at the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, I'm not a fan of the pre-delivery for me. Not because it doesn't work, not because it's not the right thing to do. It just doesn't work for me. So I don't deliver it ahead of time.
Okay. And again, everybody has their own style, and that's fine. You have a pre-marketing package and that works for you. Is there anybody that delivers a pre-marketing package digitally instead of a hard copy with maybe a video of you talking to them? Or has anybody thought about doing something like that?
We just recently started video. We're getting the kinks out of that process of the video, but we did just start the video and introducing ourselves or a team member and connecting that they're on the team and they're going to be the ones meeting with the client.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a very recent thing.
Right. So like what I'm talking about is a specific video to that client using their name, because you could have a generic video that you could send, or you could have a specific video, and it might be like, hey, Brooks, it's Tim Costello with Remax. I just wanted to deliver to you electronically our pre-marketing package before we arrive on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Hopefully you'll have a couple minutes to review it, and it's that way they see who you are, what you look like, what your personality is like. And, it doesn't have to be real long because you want the video to be able to go through. What does the average video need to be? Under 2 minutes, Brooks, or 3 minutes for somebody's computer to be able to load it, or 1 minute, or?
So it depends on how you're sharing it. If it's something you could probably text to them and you could have a longer video, but if you want to send something through email, most emails are like 25 megabits, I think, is the max of material that you can send. But that's something too that you could probably host privately on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, and send it through email as a link, similar to what I do with our recap videos. So there's definitely ways to do that. I really like that idea. And honestly, it was something that I was kind of thinking in preparing for this. But I think we should definitely maybe add that into our upcoming trainings and talk about it more, about putting together pre-listing videos for clients.
And just something short and sweet to the point, so that you're recognizing your client, you're going over the time that you're going to see them, you look forward to seeing them, just something short and sweet. And I think
Brooks, look at StreamYard. If you decide to do another like mastermind about it, look at the program online, StreamYard. It's free for your basic, you can do pretty much as many videos. You can either do one personally, like what Tim is talking about, or you can pre-record. And we're still in the free section, learning it to determine if it's something we want to do. Plus we're waiting for the KV core to come out to see what links with that. But StreamYard, super, super easy. And you can record right there with your camera and it will upload right into your email.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So I think KV Cord is coming out, not right in the first rollout, but in another phase of their add-ons. They're going to be adding BombBomb integration, which is probably something very comparable to StreamYard, but I will definitely investigate that. That sounds interesting.
Does this pre-marketing package electronically or a video to the client prior to your appointment sound interesting to anybody else? If it does, put your hand up and maybe we can run a class on that. You know, okay, there's a few people that seem to be interested in that. So maybe we do that, Brooks, as we investigate it a little bit longer and you know, maybe we can come up with some short dialogue to say to the customer, you know, something generic.
Yeah,
Tim,
absolutely.
one of the things too, whenever I drop off a pre-listing marketing package is it's a free look at the house ahead of time. And one of the things I always do is get a front photo of the house, so that when I actually go back to the office, I'll take that photo and put it on a postcard so that when I go out to the listing appointment, I have a postcard made up with labels of where I want to market the house. And I tell the seller, I'm ready to go. I have the photos done. I have the labels here. You just have to sign the contract. I get this stuff mailed out today. And it's hard for a client to say no when you're already working.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And thanks for bringing that up, Colin,
Yeah.
because that just demonstrates to the owner that you're ready to go.
Right.
You know, here's their postcard. This is what we're going to send out. We're going to then follow it up with phone calls, you know, and we're going to let the neighbors help pick their the next homeowner.
Right.
Anybody else have anything they want to add to it? If not, Brooks or Bob Stevens, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quickie. About 3 or 4 years ago, I stopped putting a picture of the house that we're going to list on the front of the packet that I took out. And I should go back to that because I remember the expression of the people's faces when I got there with my presentation. They saw their house right on the front cover. And so it meant a lot, I think, to them. And I've just, one of those things where you forget how important it is and you drop it by the wayside. I think I'll probably go back to that. And also in the presentation that or the role that you and Gene just had at the beginning of this, there is no doubt in my mind that I will take Gene's listing because neither Shelley or John have ever sold as many blah blahs as I have.
The blah, blah, blah.
The blah, I'm sorry.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it was a triple blah.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. Well, I think that's pretty much what we had here for today, unless anybody has anything else. We're going to try to do, I think, another Dial for Dollars next Tuesday. I'm going to talk with Guy Fry and Guild, see if they want to participate in that one. And obviously we'll shoot emails out to everybody in regards to that. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here for today. I hope everyone has a great week and we'll see you next week.